Hello and welcome back to my Pennsylvania garden. As you can see, fall is in full swing. And although most of my plants have pretty much died off and are showing no signs of life, I do have a couple of plants that still have a little bit of color. And of course, this time of year, the October Glory Maple is showing off its stuff. Look at this beautiful color. I love this tree and I'm so glad we added it to the garden. I decided to take just a little bit of time and work in the front yard today, and I'm also going to share an update to the front garden bed. We finally got the rock wall completed. I don't know about you, but this time of year I am completely burnt out and I really don't get outside to do much in the garden. And I know a couple months from now I'm going to regret this decision, as I do every year. But like I said, I just find it very hard to get motivated to get outside and do anything. But today I thought, well, let me just take a little bit of time, get a couple things cleaned up in the front garden bed just to make it look a little more tidy. So the first thing I decided to do was just cut back all of my zinnias. I decided to leave the roots in the ground, so I am cutting the zinnias off at the base of the plant. And the reason I'm doing this is I just want those roots just to decompose down and add extra nutrients into the soil. You could easily pull them out by the roots if you wanted to. I just decided to cut them off. I also made the decision to not save any of my zinnia seeds. These plants have pretty much done their thing and have dried out, so while I'm pulling the plants out of the ground, they are going to definitely spread some seeds around. So if I get some random zinnias next year, that's fine. But I just, for some reason, this year I'm not going to save my zinnia seeds. I'm just going to buy new zinnia seeds because they are so easily, readily available through websites and through local garden centers. I just made the decision this year not to save my seeds. And just like that, after about 5 minutes of my time, this area is now clean and tidy. There are a couple of plants that I could trim back, but I'm not going to. I'm doing a light tidy just to make the space look a little cleaner. Moving on to our foundation garden bed, I am going to go through and quickly remove all of the peony foliage. This, again, just looks like a hot mess, so cleaning up the foliage just makes this section of the garden look much more tidy. Here is a close-up view of me trimming back the peonies. You can see I'm leaving just about an inch of the stem sticking out, and I'm getting rid of all of this foliage. Now what you can't see is this foliage actually has a lot of powdery mildew on it, so this is imperative to remove from your garden so the powdery mildew does not spread to your other plants. Moving on down in the flower bed, now I'm just going to remove the spent blooms from this little perennial section. I am not happy with how this section looks overall, so next spring, this whole little middle section is going to get a total revamp. And if you haven't done so already, please click that red subscribe button down below and give this video a thumbs up. That way you don't miss any of my future uploads. Thank you so much. While I am removing all of the Dara so the seeds do not spread all over and I have thousands of Dara plants next year in a location that I don't want, I want to explain my thought process of how I go through and I decide what to tidy and what not to tidy. Well, I like to go for the easiest, most efficient route possible. So I work from one side of the garden down to the other side of the garden, and I'm removing things that are unsightly that when I look out the front window of the house, things that I see that just don't look good is what I am cutting back and removing. So, like for instance, that perennial section that I just went through, I cleaned up all the dead stalks because it just looked so untidy when I looked out the front window and I couldn't stand looking at it anymore. So, that's what I decided to tidy up. And you're also going to notice that to keep this as simple as possible, I don't even have a pop-up bag for my garden debris. What I'm doing is I am just throwing all my garden cuttings on the back of the golf cart and I'm going to dump them over the side of the bank. Now, I know not everybody has this luxury that you can just put your yard waste over a bank and you have to actually dispose of it. So if you do have to do a quick tidy, you don't have a lot of time and you want to keep it super simple, just drag your yard waste bucket along with you and throw the debris in as you're cutting it back. That way you're not putting it into a pop-up bag and then moving that debris into a container. You're just doing it in one fell swoop. And an update to the front flower bed that we put in this year. We finally got the flower bed complete as far as putting up the little retaining rock wall and filling in this bottom section of the bed with compost. I am so glad we finally got this done with the help of my stepdaughter Hannah and her son Christopher. We did this in just a couple of hours time. We got all the rocks laid out. You can see we used a cardboard method to suppress weeds, and we are going to let the cardboard just kind of sit and compost in where it is, because next year I'm going to be adding on to this flower garden and putting in a whole nother big tier. So does go down a very steep hill. So I thought, why not just fill it up with plants? Back to the garden cleanup. Here is the back of the golf cart, and you can see in just about 30 minutes time how much garden debris I was able to cut back and remove from the front flower beds. This is quite a lot. I am very pleased with my progress, and now I'm going to take this and dump it over the side of the bank. Time for the random question of the day, where I ask a question and you leave your answer in the comments down below so we all get to know each other a little better. I am editing this video the day before daylight savings time ends, and that always makes me very sad. I do not like it. So my question is, do you like it when you turn the clocks back? Or are you like me and you actually dread this time of year? Let me know in the comments down below. For those of you who have stayed to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. And don't forget, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and leave a comment down below. I hope you all have a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.